What's up? It's Kurcher85, and I'm back with another video. I'm back, y'all. I'm back, y'all. And this time, I was going to talk about Letterboxd movies again because I think that it was interesting to some of y'all. And I really like talking about movies. But I was like, okay, well, I've talked about all the best movies in the world. What do I talk about now? There's nothing to talk about. Well, good thing there's a never-ending supply of terrible movies for me to watch, and that I have watched. So, we're going to talk about all my 1-star and half-star reviews. Now, this video alone is not going to be as long as my 5-star one, because I like to like things, and I can usually find, some sort of merit in a movie, whether it's, terrible or not. I can usually be like, well, at least I like this part. But there are a few movies where I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. Don't talk about my pimple, please. So, let's get right into it. First one we have, is not Civil War, but it's damn near close, okay? First one we have is Atlantic Rim. Come on, I mean, this was on Mystery Science Theater. It's like a classic bad movie, and if there are going to be classic bad movies on here, which I love as well. This is just a classic bad movie. It's not the best, guys. It's really not the best. It's not the worst, I guess. It's fun. But, yeah, it's nothing to write home about. I mean, whatever. We got Spookly the Square Pumpkin. Danny Gonzalez, thank you for telling me about this movie, because it's a masterpiece. I don't know why it's a 1-star, because that sexy pumpkin in the bottom left corner, would. And y'all are crazy for saying you wouldn't. Because look at her. Look at that face. I can't zoom in. The Scarecrow, you know, all this. It's Spookly the Square Pumpkin. I mean, did you... I don't know who thought this was going to be good. I don't know who thought this was going to be fire. But I'm sorry to disappoint. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite movie. I have Down. This was like whenever I was just watching any horror movie I could get my grubby little hands on. And I stumbled across this elevator horror movie on Hulu. And I was like, that sounds cool. I like elevators. And I like horror movies. You know, it could be fun. No, this was terrible. It was boring the whole time. And the climax was the most, anticlimactic thing I've ever seen. The characters made no sense. I remember they did things that was just like, what are you doing? And it just kept going. I really never thought this movie would end. And it's not even a long movie, but it was really rough on me. I remember whenever I watched it, I was like, wow, okay. I need to watch, I need to go watch, Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something good. Next, I have Judy Moody and the Not So Bummer Summer. I'm sorry to all the Judy Moody fans out there. I really don't want to, offend your fandom or, the good people over at the Judy Moody fandom. But this movie is not good. This is not a good movie. And I very vividly remember watching this multiple times as a child. And every time I was just like, wow, why do I keep watching this? This sucks. And even as a kid, I thought it sucked, though. That was the first little inkling that I could be critical. But, yeah, I mean, Judy is a terrible person. Judy pisses me off the whole time. She never does anything that's worthwhile, and she's just complaining the whole time. And also there's a scene in this movie where they eat poop, and it's never funny. I don't know what movies think that it's funny when they eat poop. It's not funny. I've never laughed at a poop joke. I've laughed at poop jokes. No, poop jokes can be funny. Eating poop is just not funny. It's just gross. I want to vomit every time I see it. So, yeah, that's my problem with this movie. Next I have The Ginger Dead Man. This was a very serious movie that just didn't really work for me. I'm just kidding, obviously. It's called The Ginger Dead Man. And y'all want to know the saddest part? Is I watched this by myself. I wasn't even, laughing at this with friends. I was just, watching this. Because I was like, I want to watch The Ginger Dead Man. Why not? And, I mean, I can't lie. It was funny. I gave it a heart. It was funny. I mean, The Ginger Dead Man is such a, crazy idea. It's a terrible idea. crazy idea that they made him look like this, made him look like a freak in the face. And, he's saying these, like, one-liners the whole time that are annoying and shitty and stupid. I don't know how this got, like, an entire series, probably just because of the title. But I do know that the third one is called Passion of the Crust. That does kind of make me want to binge all of them just to get to that one, because that is the funniest thing I've ever heard. But that's all I have for that. Next, I have A Christmas Story Christmas. Maybe, like, one of the most angering movies I've seen, like, that has come out recently. Not even that recently, but talk about a movie that had absolutely no reason to happen, and proves that every single second of the movie is just constantly like, oh, let's do a reference to the original, and then do a storyline that doesn't make any sense and isn't funny. And I'm going to play Ralphie, and I suck at it now, and everything sucks in this movie. It is the most joyless, saddest reboot thing I've ever seen, and no one wanted the sequel, and it is derivative of a problem in the industry where we can't get original ideas anymore. I mean, like, what is A Christmas Story Christmas? Get out of my face. Alright, next I have Secret Obsession. I don't remember this movie, y'all. I watched this in quarantine. I gave it 1 star in quarantine, I guess. But I do remember I watched this, like, on FaceTime with somebody during quarantine, and we were just laughing at it the whole time. We were just laughing and laughing. She falls down the stairs at one point, I remember, and that was pretty funny, but it's like a Netflix horror movie. I mean, it's not that good. I don't really remember too much of it, though. I logged it so long ago, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Next, I have Troll 2. I've seen this twice, actually. Are you impressed? I know. Just one of the best bad horror movies ever. I mean, that 1 star is... I have to give it that. I can't give it 5 stars, but I do love enjoying this. My only problem is it makes me feel grimy and gross after I watch it. I do feel, and I can't eat while I'm watching this movie because it's so, like... It's not even graphic or gross. It's just, like, the fact that it's, like, so slimy. It's such a slimy movie. I'm just like, ooh. But yeah, this is that movie where he's like, they're eating her. Wait, I'm gonna do my impression. They're eating her. And then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god. Was that funny? I don't think that was that funny. Whatever, that's where that comes from. We have the Black Christmas, not the original. The original is almost 5 stars for me. This is the 2019 remake, the feminist remake. And I just hate feminism, so I hate this movie. That's all I got. I'm just kidding. Yeah, terrible forced themes though. I don't hate feminism, y'all. But I do hate this movie, and I hate when they force themes into movies, and they try to make it like a thematic movie when it was definitely just like hashed in at the end. They're like, we gotta make this about something. We gotta make this about, women and stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. And I think there is a cool idea to be had about, like, making a horror movie about, I don't know if I'm supposed to say sexual assault survivors, like on a college campus, and because that is terrifying, and I think that's a good idea. That could be a good setup for a horror movie. I don't know what it would be about, but this is not it. A remake of a movie that's already happened, that's about a different thing. It's just, and this movie just turns into something way bigger in scope than the original, but smaller in merit and ideas. It's bad. Next, I have Rudy. I might get some Rudy heads in here. Go, because Rudy deserved it, and Rudy worked so hard for what he got, and he finally got to work on the basketball team, or the football team, sorry. But man, I cannot stand this movie. One of the worst inspirational sports movies I've seen, like, ever. Rudy is not likable. I don't like Rudy. And I think there's, like, better... I mean, Remember the Titans is, like, 10 times better than this. And I don't remember exactly why I, like, really did not like this. But Rudy is not a good movie in my opinion. I just like can't stand it. I'm not the biggest fan of like football dramas and like sports dramas always. There's some that are really good. Like you can't get me wrong. But overall I'm gonna be more critical for those. My favorite is McFarlane USA. Okay, next movie. Okay, this is a short film. Two Distant Strangers. I don't even really want to talk about it. Just the most like misunderstanding of the world, and it's terrible. I mean, there's people that have like done whole video essays about this short film and how it was Oscar nominated, and I mean, you know what it's about just by looking at the cover of this, like, and I just want you to know that it handles it terribly. It handles it terribly. I have Weekend at Bernie's. Guys, are you gonna think I'm like, I just hate fun? Because I swear I don't hate fun. I do like fun. Not Weekend at Bernie's, though. Not Weekend at Bernie's. Bernie, I'm glad he's dead, okay? But I do wish that he had survived just that way we don't have this movie. I can't lie, this was really boring to me, and nothing was funny. I just think 80s and 90s humor is just not really for me. Like, pure comedy flicks from those eras. It feels so, like, scrubbed down and, like, I don't know, just kind of like, let me let my dog out. Kind of like base level jokes that are not funny and the most boring thing that somebody could come up with. I don't remember exactly, y'all. I just, like, this movie is really overrated in my opinion. I mean, it's not overrated, but some people defend this movie with their life. And I can't get behind that. I have the Forever Purge. It's the Forever Purge. Okay? The Purge is the coolest idea ever. And it really genuinely makes me so sad that we haven't gotten a single good movie out of that idea. Election Year is probably the best one, but even that one is like pretty rough. This just happened to be my least favorite, I think. We'll see in the future, but this was like the most recent, maybe not, but I remember this was one of the first movies I went to go see in a theater that was rated R. I like snuck in with some friends and, you know, it was fun to sneak in there, so that's why it has the 1 star, but I'm just kidding. Okay, next I have Senior Year with Rebel Wilson. I mean, it's a movie about a girl that wants to relive high school. I mean, that's like so funny. Like, it's such a funny idea. And that she goes into like a coma or something. I don't know. I remember that this was another example of just like newer comedies that really don't work for me. They're just like, oh wow, you don't know how to make a funny joke, and Rebel Wilson doesn't know how to deliver it. Oh no, double whammy. So that sucks. Next movie, 1 Hour Photo. I have 1 Hour Photo with a 1 star. I can't. God bless his soul, Robin Williams. I think he's incredible, and I want nothing to do with tarnishing his legacy. This shit is ass. This shit is ass. Okay, I watched this by myself because I was like, that's a cool idea. A stalker that's Robin Williams. He's not scary. Let's see what they do with this. Turns out they go absolutely nowhere with it, and it falls completely flat and is the most, like, sad attempt at a character study I've seen. Like, it's trying to be like, oh, but why is he doing all this? Like, what's the reason? And I just remember being like, I don't care. Okay? I don't care. Sorry. I don't remember exactly why I hated this one, but it was pretty rough. I have Megan 2.0. This is my most recent 1 star, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how people were liking this. It really bugged me. It definitely tried to up, like, the action and the comedy aspects of the first one, which I don't love the first one. Obviously, it's freaking Megan, but it's fucking Megan. But, you know, it was better than, like, Terrible Things. You know, it was not the worst. I thought it had some good moments, and it was kind of funny. This goes fully into like the goofiness and the spiraling of like a spy thriller that is about these like robots that are fighting, and it is just the most like we do not care type of thing I've ever seen. Like, I don't know who was, I know there were some people excited for Megan 2.0, but I know that the people that were excited for this were not wanting this movie. This was annoying to me. I didn't like any of it except for what's her name? The girl, the racist girl in Get Out. What's her name? She's in this, and she's really good. So I have Home. It's Home. I mean, Rihanna's the only thing that kept it up. Am I right? I don't remember this movie. I logged it like it was probably within the first year of me having Letterboxd, like 2019, and I was like 1 star. But we're gonna keep going. Oh Lord. We have Miller's Girl next. This came out last year, and I think everybody's been saying this, but who the fuck is Jenna Ortega's agent? Because we need to fire them immediately. Because I think even I could do better. I think maybe even Babies. Yeah, Babies I think could do better at casting her in movies. Because why was she cast in this? This like ultra lo-fi like movie that no one was talking about that came out on Netflix. One, that's the problem. Like, it's like not even a movie that people are talking about. Why is Jenna Ortega like being the star in it? But two, haven't gotten to the most important part. It's about a pedo and a teacher falling in love with his student, and it's really trying so hard throughout this movie to make it seem like both of them want it, and that it's like this thing that they're like both fighting their urges, but she's 17 or 18 in this movie. I don't think that's how that works. And the fact that these movies are still getting made in 2024 is very alarming, because there are some very weird moments in this movie, especially between the two people that you see on the poster right now, that I can't believe are still happening. This literally just feels like a 13-year-old wrote a fan fiction, and then they were given like $5 million to make it, and they were allowed to shoot, a 13-year-old with daddy issues, and they were allowed to shoot with Jenna Ortega. And it's terrible. There's also like some weird like lesbian stuff in this movie that is really, I'm pretty sure, not handled right, and is very weird. So, yeah. I have Despicable Me 3. I just can't handle this. I can't handle any of the Despicable Me's. I can't handle Minions. I can't handle Gru's annoying brother. I can barely even handle Gru. And this was my breaking point. I think this was my breaking point, because I couldn't do this anymore. I admitted myself into an insane asylum after I saw this movie, if you really want to know. If you really want to know. Because I thought I might get violent. I thought I might punch somebody. Next one. I have Murder on the Orient Express. Talk about a dud. Oh my gosh. I had been hyping this movie up for a while, which is probably on me, that I had been doing that. But this is a very boring murder mystery. It is everything that Knives Out is. This is not. The characters make no sense, and they have weird motivations. And they also are just like, I don't even know them. Like, it's just like talking to this random lady named Susan. Like, if you walked up to a random lady named Susan on the street, that's what this feels like. It feels like I don't know any of these people. What am I talking about? But it doesn't feel like I know any of these people. And when you're doing a murder mystery, where you're like trying to figure out who's who and what's going on, it kind of helps to have characters, you know? Josh Gad pissed me off in this movie, and the ending is so bad. I hate the ending because it's the most okay. Like, that's something that I could have thought of like within the first 5 minutes of writing it. Like, oh, maybe I'm gonna spoil it. Like, oh, maybe they all did it. Like, okay, that's literally the first thing that comes across everybody's head when they watch a murder mystery. It's like, what if they all did it? But then they're like, no. Usually the filmmakers are like, no, we're not going to make the worst twist ever. So we're going to make sure that that is not real. That's not happening. Sorry, I'm thirsty. Y'all like my Stanley? I stole it from one of my friends. Now it's mine. Next up is the 2019 Aladdin remake with Smell With. Yes, yes, Smell With. Smell With, how are you doing? One time I was somewhere that this guy was telling me that Will Smith was his kid's godfather. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's actually crazy. And he had the guy that I was talking to had been in a few things just as a background character. But he was a background character on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So I was like, this is real. This guy is real. And I just was like, whoa, why did he slap that guy in the face? And he was like, oh, man, there was a lot going on between him and Jada and problems in their marriage. And I was like, yeah, I've heard about all of it. I just wanted an inside scoop. That was just a little side tangent I wanted to go on, about some guy that claimed that he knew Will Smith. He could have been lying. He could have been lying straight out of his booty cheeks, and I wouldn't have known. That's okay. 2019 Aladdin gets everything from the original Aladdin wrong, is not fun. They changed the best songs and they keep the worst songs. And I watched this Big Joel video about this movie, and that's probably the most concise explanation of my thoughts on this movie. I just think the whole time it pisses me off and feels unnecessary, but then also there's all this other stuff. So go watch the Big Joel video if you want. This is the end. This is that movie where all the celebrities act like themselves, but they're not actually being themselves, but they're acting like themselves. It's kind of a boring concept for me. I actually do like the idea. Sorry, it's not a boring concept. I like the idea of a satire on celebrities and them all playing themselves. And I think there's some funny moments in here. One might have been a little harsh, but I remember the ending to this movie, and pretty much everything after the opening party, when things go wrong, it kind of just falls into a dull comedy that isn't as funny as watching celebrities interact and pretend to be funny. Now it's just these movie characters that we're watching instead of celebrities that are being satire. The Michael Cera stuff in this movie is some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. Him blowing coke while a girl eats his ass. That's hilarious. But then we get to the middle parts and the ending, and it's just And I might have misinterpreted the ending, but the ending where they all ascend up to heaven was some of the most pretentious and self-righteous bullshit I've ever seen. I was just okay, Seth Rogen gets to go to heaven. And Seth Rogen decided that. Alright, bro. I don't think you deserve to go to heaven. Just kidding. I have Scary Movie. The only funny part in this movie is the opening when the girl is running across it and she's doing this instead of running from Ghostface, but the sprinklers come on and her clothes get ripped off. And she's like, oh no. And then he stabs her and a breast implant comes out. I mean, I think that's funny. Whatever. But, yeah. Not funny overall. Aged terribly. Transphobic, homophobic, racist. All the icks. And is also, just not as clever as it really thinks it is. I really wish it was doing a little bit more, but, whatever. I guess the new Scary Movie should be fun. Aren't we getting a new Scary Movie? I would like that. Yeah. Next up, ooh, is this a hot take? I feel like a lot of people are not going to like this. I have Mulan Rouge on here. Talk about a movie I cannot stand. Although already, I don't like it when movies set earlier try and reinterpret newer music. I didn't like it in A Knight's Tale. I didn't really like it in Great Gatsby. and I certainly don't like it here. And it gets even worse because there's not even a single original song in this movie, which is insane to me. It's like trying to be a musical, but it can't even come up with music, which is so sad. The style, the Baz Luhrmann-ness of this whole thing is completely too much and is way too ecstatic and annoying and it feels very amateur. The way that this is edited and shot and done, and I can't stand it. I really cannot stand this movie. I get that this is a lot of people's like favorite, like they love this movie, but man, like there are some scenes in this movie that are genuinely horrendous to look at. Like I hate looking at them because they're so ugly. And you can call it style, I call it ugly. So, whatever. And I do like style. I'm not saying that sounded like very like, I don't like anything that looks weird. My favorite movie's House. Like, I do like weird things, but not this. I have Solo, a Star Wars story. I don't even remember it, but I do hate it for what it represents. Another cash grab at Star Wars stuff. With something that nobody needed. Nobody wanted a Solo Star Wars story. No one wanted a backstory to Han Solo. But Disney decided to give it to us because they wanted more money. I hate that. That's all I have to say. Amelia Perez. Man to woman, or woman to man. Penis to vagina. Banger. Song of the year. I can't believe that one didn't get nominated for all the Oscars. My anger just got reignited that this got nominated for so many Oscars. Amelia Perez is a complete shit show. I mean, yeah, it's terrible. I actually have a whole review about this movie out. It was... Let me be humble really quick, but it was my first video to hit 1,000 views. Was my hating on Amelia Perez. Yeah, just the most irresponsible movie I've ever seen. That's a good word for it. Just the most irresponsible movie I've ever seen. Again, all the icks, all the ists, doesn't understand Mexico at all, and neither do I. But I'm not making a movie about Mexico. And yeah, it's actually like, it gives really weird energy towards Mexico. But I have a whole video about it if you're really interested in my Amelia Perez thoughts. But I feel like everybody's talked about Amelia Perez so much that there's nothing more I can really say. But I genuinely went into this thinking like, oh, well, there's going to be some fun dance sequences and stuff. But that literally is the half star that I gave it the 1 for, because everything else in this is genuinely dog, in my opinion. I mean, the actors do the best they can with what they have. But man, none of them should have gotten nominated. Are you freaking kidding me? Whatever. I have AntMan Quantumanium. I don't even remember this. It was terrible. Like, is that not insane? I saw this whole movie. I don't remember a second of it. Marvel sucks. I hate Marvel. It's government-funded propaganda that I hate. Not all of it, but Infinity War and Endgame were both funded by the government. So, you know, I don't know if that says anything to you. It says something to me. I have Promising Young Woman. People really think that this is like a girl boss slay moment for women. No, it's terrible. So unconfident in its direction, and also has nothing really good to say. The main character has very weird motivations, like, what is she doing? First of all, why would she be doing this? It's so unrealistic to the fact. I mean, I thought it was going to be like, oh, she kills them. That would have been cool. No, she just gives them a talking to. She gives these guys that tried to rape and kill her a talking to. She's like, hey, you shouldn't have done that. And then she's like, alright, you better not do it again. You promise? Okay. Like, yeah, that's gonna fix the problem, bro. And, yeah, Bo Burnham is in this movie. Hey, buddy. So Bo Burnham's on both of my 5-star and my 1-star list, so that's pretty cool. But I don't even want to talk about the ending to this movie. Disrespectful, tries to be super provocative and, cool, but just disrespectful, and a terrible ending that does not understand the world that it has set up for itself. Like, it doesn't understand its own world, and it's embarrassing. I think Emerald Fennell is one of the worst working directors right now. Saltburn was also terrible. So, I think she's making movies, which is more than I can say. But, man. I have Maxine. This one was the biggest shame, because I really like X. It's literally right here. I really like X, and I really like Pearl. But Maxine is one of the worst films I saw last year. So much so that I did write a pretty long rant-style review about just how much I hated it. But really just such a waste of a movie. Maxine does not go on to do anything very interesting, in case you're wondering. She actually takes kind of a backseat in her own movie at times. And, this movie's incredibly self-aware of itself, which is so annoying. I loved how earnest and genuine X and Pearl seem to be. And this completely throws away the character studiness of everything that's been set up before. And it's just so bad. So bad, y'all. Okay, there was a cut in that video because my least favorite movie of all time showed up, and I want to talk about that one last. But yeah, we're officially to the half stars, y'all, and there's only like 10 or so of these, so we're killing it. We're making great time, and yeah, I think let's just get started with my half stars. First, I have The Room. This is my favorite movie of all time, so don't even try me. I'm just kidding. But this is an incredible movie. I've seen it 5 times. The best bad movie that there is. I got to meet Greg Sestero. Actually, let me turn around my camera really quick because I have a poster of it right there. And if you see, there's a little signature. There's a little signature from the man Greg himself. Yeah, just one of the greatest bad movies of all time. I really can't recommend this enough. Just watch this with some friends if you've never heard of it, and you'll not be disappointed. It's just the most fun thing I've ever heard. And Tommy Wiseau, the guy you see on the title cover, is one of the most enigma versions of a person that there is. And the deeper you go into his story, the deeper... It's just such an iceberg. I just love it so much. Next, I have the Emoji Movie. What? What are we doing? A movie about emojis, guys. It's a movie about emojis, those things that are on your phone. What if they were in real life and they were being real? Terrible. I mean, I do think that this deserved, this got, an insane amount of hate. Unexpectedly. And, I don't think it's, I do think it's the worst. I do think it's the worst animated movie I've ever seen. But I did not expect it to catch fire like it did. And I don't know, I'm just saying, I don't know if this movie could come out again and people would hate it as much. It just feels like a movie that should have just been, forgotten about. It came out and then everybody just forgot about it, but people, stuck to it. And they were just this is the worst thing that's ever happened to humanity. And I kind of agree. So, what am I to say? Next, I have Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Again, why is this not liked? I do love this movie. Sorry. I love this movie. It's terrible in all the best ways. And again, we're getting to half stars where I love them. I'm giving it a half star because I love it so much. And it is bad. It is worth a half star, but I'm not hating on it. I still think it has value. And I think Shark Boy and Lava Girl is great for terrible movie nights. And I think we need movies that are bad to understand what good movies are. So, it's Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Mr. Electric sent him to the principal's office and have him expelled. Oh. I don't know why David Arquette was in this movie, though. Lock in, bro. Alright. Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked. I can't lie. this movie does kind of piss me off. I have it liked. I've seen it twice, apparently. It does piss me off. I think it's not very funny. I think the annoying voices of the Chipmunks get on my nerves. And honestly, guys, this might be me, but Alvin is not my favorite. I mean, this is just across all the Alvin and the Chipmunk stuff. Alvin is a pompous little asshole, and I hate him. Theodore and Simon are great. I love them. But he can kiss my ass. Next movie is Star Wars Holiday Special. Y'all know about this one? What y'all know about this? What y'all know about this? What do you know about this? This is the most insane movie I've ever seen. I don't want to watch a Chewbacca jerk off to porn. Okay? It's terrible. And he doesn't really do that, but there is a scene where he's like watching like porn, and it's like, oh my god, no, what are we doing? So I think it says something that the creators of Star Wars like forget that this ever happened. They don't even talk about it, which is fair. Next movie, I have The Starving Games. This was a parody. This is like a parody of Hunger Games. It's an entire parody movie, which is kind of crazy to me. I don't understand how you make an entire movie that's parodying another movie, and they didn't make it good. It's not funny. It's very like low budget feeling in the worst way. Like it feels like they just didn't care about this at all. They didn't care about making anything good. So yeah, this actually is a half star for me. There's nothing really valuable in this movie, in my opinion. Fred the movie, I watched this so long ago, bro. I do not remember what happens, but Fred, you cannot handle Fred for an entire movie, y'all. If you think you can, you cannot. I used to watch, his little videos. Fred in the Pool is one of my favorites. You can't handle him for a whole movie, guys. It's not going to happen. Next, I have The Nut Job. Hey, I got a nut you can do a job on. Sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. And I do want to apologize. Yeah, terrible movie. Look at the way that this dog is sitting on this poster. I mean, it is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. This movie is terrible to look at, and I hate it. Next is Mac and Me. This is another, like, Mystery Science Theater, McDonald's branded movie. What are we doing? E.T. E.T. wishes it could be this movie, actually. E.T. wishes it could be Mac and Me. Does it? Okay, guys. I see the little yellow of the next movie. It's my least favorite movie of all time. I literally cannot believe that this movie is real. I can't believe that it is real and it is real. Not Israel, but oh my gosh, okay. The last movie we have on our list is Escape from Tomorrow. Guys, look how cool this poster is. Look how cool that poster is. That is the only cool thing about this whole entire movie. Okay? I hate this movie with the biggest passion. Like, it is my passion. How about a movie that makes absolutely no sense and is the most pretentious thing I've ever seen? They snuck cameras into Disney World, and they were like, oh, we're gonna film in Disney World, and we're gonna make a movie in Disney World, and they're not gonna know, and it's gonna be like illegal and whatever. I think they forgot to make a movie that makes sense, because there's so many different plot lines going on in this movie that never connect. They never come back. Like, genuinely, it's baffling to me how many things get brought up and never come back, and how many things happen and have no consequences. And like, what? The main character is stalking these 16-year-old girls around the park, and we're supposed to root for him. He has his child with him as well, and then his wife is like the nagging wife, but she's like, yeah, you're looking at these 18-year-old girls, or these 16-year-old girls with braces. Why are you doing this? He gets kidnapped by the Epcot ball. That never comes, like, literally there's a whole scene where Disney kidnaps him and puts him in the Epcot ball. He escapes, he runs away from it, and it never comes back. They never bring it up again. What? What are we doing? What are we doing? And then the ending is one of the saddest excuses I've ever seen. The entire ending of this movie relies on a one-off line that a nurse gave at one point in the movie. And it's like, what have I been watching this whole thing for? I really thought this would come together. No, never does. All the acting is terrible, especially the dad. The kids do the best they can, they're kids, but like, Jesus! And it's in black and white. It's trying to hide how ugly the movie looks. The beginning of this movie opens with a decapitation on like one of the Toy Story rides. Again, never comes back. Literally is just there to like show you a decapitation on a Disney ride. Like, it's the most irresponsible and sad and pathetic movie I've ever seen. And I don't get mad at movies like this. I genuinely like to find merit in every movie I watch. Like, that's why there's so little amount of half stars, and that's why so many of the half stars are like classic bad movies. Like, I'm not hating on movies that are coming out for real, but this makes me mad that somebody really thought that they cooked with this, and that they really, because I've seen interviews with the director and he thinks he made something amazing. He really thinks he made something incredible. It makes me mad because it's not. And that's sad because I should let people enjoy things, but I can't. I can't let him enjoy this. But that's going to be it for me today, actually. That's all my half-star movies on Letterboxd and all my one-star movies on Letterboxd. I have a ton of 1.5 and 2s. Those get a lot more. Like, they ramp up a lot. But I thought this would be concise, good little video to show you what I hate. And I like to watch people talk about what they hate, so maybe you will. But yeah, that's going to be it for me today, actually. I really appreciate you for watching me rant about movies. And let me know what you want me to talk about next. But that's going to be it for me today. Kurcher85. Out.